After going through my list of videos, I realized that I make content mainly for advanced, or maybe expert, or, well, just older players.
Look, no, hey!
While once in a while having something for beginners that would be useful. So, to rectify that a little bit, here's a top 5 list of ships you should buy. And unlike my other top 5s, I will go in order from the cheapest to most expensive, so that you at home could set some goals for yourselves. And remember that these are just my recommendations. It's not like anyone's gonna be judging you if you choose to buy, I don't know, Asp Scout or something. No, totally not. Number 5, Cobra and AP Explorer. So you just started smashing your face against the wall, and you love it! With a bloody, toothless smile, you beg for more. Alright. As it happens these days, it's quite different to make credits than even about a year ago. So while these two ships on the normal list would be separate, here they are lumped together. Cobra 3 and AP Explorer, the ugliest space wreckage crafted so lovingly by the space scum army that we call slaves of low mental capacity, that is, unimaginative idiots. Both ships are ugly as hell and only appeals to those with nostalgia glasses or no taste. See, because you can make 6 million credits in a rather short period of time, AP Explorer at this point can be even called a starter step-up ship. But in case you like to take in the scenery or smell some farts, Cobra 3 is in fact uncharacteristically capable and cheap. Truly, you can compare Cobra to any ship in the game, and I bet you won't find an equivalent to price to performance deal like the Cobra does. But as for the AP Explorer, well, 2 good missions or the meta grind, and you can afford the day-to-day runabout for many folks. And just like Cobra, it can do all but more. For more coin, of course. Number 4. Everyone wants to fight, and indeed, combat is the best thing to do. At least it was, and still is, for me. I remember back when I started playing, spending a lot of time in my lovely Vulture, but aside from the amazingly glaring issues that the ship suffers from, like a leper, it's great. Still, there is one lesson you need to learn about combat in Elite. Medium ships are meta. They are the best, and while you would want to pick a bigger ship as soon as possible in order to kill faster, this is your brain trying to compensate for how lazy you are. Or that for some reason you have cut off your arms and sewn 2 extra legs instead. Regardless why you suck at the combat, the answer is not a bigger ship. Chieftain, while not the absolute strongest PvP or PvE ship, is near the top. It boasts a good price, maneuverability, looks, weapons, and god damn it, I have literally nothing bad to say about it to this day. It's a perfect combat ship in its price and performance. Now, obviously, the biggest ships are the best in PvE, of course, but you'll learn wrong lessons with them, trust me. So pick this ship up. Engineer the hell out of it and try your hand at PvP even. It will tell you where you are lacking, and that's why I love it.
But Yamix, you do combat in Python constantly.
Oh, shut up! Number 3. Next you should buy Python or Crate. See, Python is the best jack of all trades ship, and Crate, basically being a literal copy with minimal changes while slightly worse, is still amazing. Python is the highest cargo capacity ship that can still land on any starport, making it the min-maxer's go-to. On top of that, it also boasts a good chunky armor and spicy weapons. Crate, on the other hand, while having a bit more jump range and pitch speed, all else is basically the same or worse, so, well, basically take your pick. Still, getting to these ships will take some doing, unless you're doing a meta grind, which I also recommend instead of wasting your time trying to figure out the game. It's kinda sad that I even have to say this, but Elite is not designed in a rewarding fashion, so take all the shortcuts you can. As for the ships, these two in particular are perfect daily runners. AP Explorer, sure, it is more like an entry level, but it can't compare to these two, so pick one, or both. Number 2. Yes, it's massive. Yes, it's ugly. Yes, it's a cow. The way the game is right now and in future, having a dedicated mining or trading ship sitting in your hangar bay will save you a lot of re-outfitting time. Besides, Type 9 has the second largest cargo bay, slightly below Qatar. So there is no question which of the trader/miner min-maxer ships you should take first. Obviously the one that does not involve endless hours of repetitive mission grinding as if you lost all will to live, and now want to dedicate your life to becoming one of these guys. So yeah, get the Space Cow, outfit it for mining, and forget about ever needing to re-outfit a ship for this nonsense. I only wish I could store some limpets along with it. Or loadouts. And many things. Number 1. Did you know that every player gets one free Anaconda if you go to Hutton Orbital? Well, I made a video about that too, so do check it out, and of course do share it with your friends. But let's say you just want to play the game normally. Anaconda would be the end game ship you should pick. The first big ship. Well, not counting Type 9, which actually is kinda larger. Anyways, Anaconda is, was, and will always be that pinnacle trophy of elite.
Not unless you're dumb enough to think that fleet carriers matter.
These days though, it's not very useful, thanks to how much more better the other two big ships, the Cutter and Corvette, are. But even so, if you seek a ship to do passenger missions in, or travel far, or even do combat in, Anaconda still is a great no-hassle endgame tool. And you don't need to worry about unlocking it, which, trust me, is a good thing. Imperial and Federal navies are not interesting and is just another grind, so unless you really know what you will get, just settle with Anaconda and just be fine with it. I personally have relegated my Anaconda for traveling role only, stripping and maxing out its jump range. After all, it has the longest jump range in the game, but to each of its own, right? So there you go, my helpful list that points out the more obvious ship choices. Of course, this is more of a do-it-all list, not a niche one, so if you, like me back in the day, only care about combat, remember these two lessons. Combat is the second least paying activity in Elite, and Fer-de-Lance is king. Other than that, do let me know what you would put in your top 5 list down below. And while there, do share the video, subscribe, and all that wonderful stuff, like Patreon link in the description as well. But for now, I'm off to smell my own farts. A good day to you, folks!